everybody, welcome. We are in the Bronx tonight. We're doing a live recording for Cherie Williams. We've been here the last couple of days preparing for this, getting everything set up. Our microphones, spend a lot of time back in the studio tweaking in sounds, and this is all part of the live recording process. If you're doing the job right, and if you've taken all the time to get the sounds correct and gotten everything like you like it, everything's sounding good, then the easiest part of it is what we're about to do. Go back and hit record and enjoy the concert. A lot of what we're going to do tonight, the most important things on any live recording, I would say, is making sure you have great drums recorded and make sure you have great audience. Drums are a little bit more difficult to replace after the fact, and if you have great audience, you've got yourself a live recording. I say that because almost every other element can be overdubbed in the studio afterwards. Of course, we always shoot for making sure we have all the elements captured as well as we can, so it makes the mix process that much easier. So I hope you enjoy this. We've brought in a portable system. It's a Yamaha console. It is linked into a network with all the Yamaha consoles that are out at front of house, and there's also, well, the input modules is what we'll call them. They're sitting on the stage, and we're all networked together here. What we're doing is coming into this console, dialing in all of our sounds here. We're going out from here out to a computer, Nuendo based recording system, and then we'll come out of the console and also record into Pro Tools as well. So that's what we're doing. A little bit different setup, but it's perfect. It's exactly what we need. Have everything right here on board on the console. All of our EQ, compression. We even have effects. So it's going to be a good recording.
Okay, normally when you're tracking a session, like I see some engineers, they try not to use any compression because they feel like when you go into the mixing process, you don't want to have anything that's final that you can. What's your approach?
Well, a lot of people do that. My approach is when I'm recording it, I want to get it to sound as much like as I want the final as I can possibly do when I'm recording it. So I'm EQing and compressing and going to, I still say going to tape. You know, we haven't seen tape in a while, but that's still what we say.
So you kind of go against the grain, because I've heard some guys, oh no, you don't want to touch anything.
No, I make it sound like what
you
I
really
make it sound
want it
like
to sound.
when I'm recording it, what I want it to sound like in the end, and when it's recorded, and if it's recorded well, it actually makes the mix process a whole lot easier.
A lot easier. Yeah, that's a different way of thinking about it. I've never thought about it that way. Yeah. If you can help the process in the beginning of the process.
Right.
Well, that's great.
So that's our approach to it.
So basically you're using, I see up on the stage, a stage box with all your XLRs. It's connected to some Ethernet cables.
It is. That's the converters.
The converters.
And the pre's that are built into this box. And that converts it. And that's what allows all of these consoles and all these units to be all in line in one big network together.
And it goes to the first console, then jumps off that console and comes to this console.
To this console, to these two computers, and it's being sent back up to the stage for monitors as well.
Oh, all right. So it's sort of like a digital snake. It eliminates having the big
giant splitter, and that's exactly what it does.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, okay, there it is.
There it is.
So all of our audio can come down one cable that's just
and
like that.
how many channels are running on that one wire?
We're doing 48 right now.
48 on the one wire. Wow.
48 on the one wire. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's what we're doing today. So.
Okay. Now I've seen in some more traditional types of techniques of recording, I would see them record straight to the mic pre's and then use the console as a monitoring board.
And that's generally what I do. Right?
That's generally how you would approach.
With our system that we normally have out, that's what we do. Go straight from the mics. We're split off. Usually it's an analog split. Completely separate from front of house and monitors. And I go direct into the mic pre's. and EQs and stuff from there, and then out to a console that's just purely for monitoring.
For monitoring, just to see if, make sure there's no overs, things sound right,
Right.
and so forth like that. Now, this actual system, it's going through the console, then going to the Nuendo
Recording,
system.
The Nuendo system.
Okay, all right.
And then we'll also have a Pro Tools system running as well.
Redundancy. Always good to have redundancy in recording. Remember that.
No matter how you do it,
No matter how you do it,
have a backup running.
have a backup
And
running
make a backup copy afterwards.
right after. Because anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Hit save often.
Recording tonight. And we're fortunate to have a whole stage filled with AT mics, which doesn't usually happen. But every mic on the stage tonight is produced by Audio-Technica. People ask me all the time, how do you get such a great drum sound? Well, it starts with getting great musicians, and this drummer's a great drummer, and he's got great heads on his drums. He's using Evans heads. They're all tuned up. They sound musical. So I'm just going to go really quickly around the kit and show you what kind of mics we have here. Up here we got a 4050, which is a large diaphragm condenser, multi-pattern. We're using 2 of them. A lot of churches, you might not need to use 2. Maybe 1 is going to be enough. But we're doing a live recording tonight, and we want stereo, so we've got 2 overheads. We're using a small 350 condensers on the drums, 2 top toms. And the cool thing about these things is they're small, they stay out of the drummer's way, and these things will not move. Even over the course of playing a couple of sets, you come back to this and it's in the same position it was when it first started. Over here we're using an AE 3000, which is a large diaphragm tom mic, instrument mic, very nice sound. Over here on the kick we have a 2500, maybe you want to get in there and look at that a little bit. And typically what happens with a kick drum, you have a mic inside like a condenser, and then you have a mic on the outside in the hole or outside, and you use the condenser for your attack, and you use the one on the outside for thump, what you feel. There's frequencies that you feel, and there's some that you hear. Well, with this microphone, we've actually taken the dynamic and the condenser and put them in the same housing, time aligned, so that they're phase coherent. All the sound arrives at those elements at the same time, which keeps it in balance, keeps it in phase. This is one of my favorite AT mics right here. It's called a 450. It's a little side address condenser, and it's not an expensive mic, and it has a really silky, creamy sound to it. A lot of mics that you put on hi-hats will just rip your head off, and this one is just nice and smooth. I've used them for overheads, under snare, hi-hats, pianos, guitars, all kinds of different things. Let's take a walk over on this side, and I'll show you a mic on the guitar that's really interesting. It's a new ribbon from Audio-Technica, this one right here. This one? It's called the 4081. Ribbon mics are known for their warmth, very natural, warm sound. They've also had a reputation of being very fragile, but new technology is such that these things are very robust, very resilient. At the end of this gig tonight, I can throw it in my knapsack, not worry about it. And it's going to sound like $1 million in the studio or on the stage, and they're not a lot of money. So that's one to put on your Christmas list, the 4081. And over here we're using a bunch of AT vocal mics, a variety of 6100s, very tight pattern on a loud stage. You want to keep focused, and dynamic microphone that has a lot of nice bite, cuts through a mix. And over here we have a 5400, and this one is got the same capsule in it that the big mic over the drum set has. The same capsule that's on a 4050. Nice big 1-inch diaphragm. It sounds like a studio mic on stage. And we're using the same things for the wireless versions for Sherry's lead vocal tonight, which is right behind us here. Super mic. You can see the size of this capsule. It's pretty large. It's going to capture every subtlety and every nuance in her voice. And great vocal. That's it from my standpoint, and have a nice time tonight. Thank you.